What's up, everybody? This is Kurt H. I'm the Lazy Farmer, and we're back. This is episode 5 of Satisfactory. I'm telling you, I love this game. It is so much fun. And I've been bouncing back and forth between this and Microsoft Flight Sim because I don't know what changed. I don't know, but Flight Sim's been running smooth. So I don't. Anyway, I'm not. It's all good. Everything's good. So anyway, we left off. If you remember, we left off, and as you can see, I got 2 banks of biomass burners going here, and I said that I was going to, as the burners, I was going to run around and clear cut, which I did. We're going to go out here and take a look at this in just a moment. So I went around and did a lot of clear cutting. The beam over there, at the last episode, that beam was marking the. I had left the beam marking, what do you call it, the node for copper. That's actually behind us. What that beam is that's marking the entrance to a cave that I found. And of course, if we go toward that beam, that's the ramp going down to where the coal is at. So, and then there's a summer sloop down there, and we know that there's another summer sloop somewhere nearby. I already forgot where it's at. It's somewhere. I think it's on the other side of those trees. You just can't see it from here, but or it's up there. Oh, in fact, I think it's behind that tree right there. So there's 2 summer sloops we can go pick up. If we go in to change out. Here we go, Mercer Sphere. Oh, they're saying that there's a Mercer Sphere somewhere nearby. And I think where the Mercer Sphere is down in... Oh, no, not that. Not where I was at. Forget that. It's over here. It's somewhere over here. And yeah, it's in that direction. It's very faint, but it's off in that direction. So, and I think I found another cave over in that direction when I was running around clear cutting and picking up leaf matter and everything. So, but we'll go hunt for that on another episode. So, what I did do after clear cutting, I just wanted to show you guys this. I still have in my inventory a lot of biomass that was been made. I can't fit that into the container from which it came because I've got, as you can see down here, I have 2 constructors making biomass and 1 that has biomass already in it. I can't hit it from here, but it's going into a merger, going into a constructor. But you notice the constructor's not doing anything. It's not moving. It's green. It's good. Because the constructor is making, as you can see, it's slowly coming out, but as it's come up, it's actually the production has stopped. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I hit the wrong key. Anyway, production stopped, and that's what I was saying. In a manifold line like this, these 2 machines will fill up until it stops flowing. Then it all goes to these 2 machines, and then it'll go to these 2 machines. And so on, and so on, and oh, I can add this one. I don't know why I don't have a, let me, there we go. Alright, I don't know why that one was not connected, but that one's now going to feed, so that will feed some stuff to it until it fills up. So it's actually running, it was already running, but now it's going to fill up with the solid biofuel, and this is actually a state that I kind of wanted in this particular line production. I want that, okay, because that means now with everything running the way it is, do I have any wood in here? I do not have any wood in here. I got plenty of wood making biomass, and then we've got which I can dump that in a little bit there. This is good. It's going to burn through this a little bit faster. Actually, I'm not going to use the term burn. It's going to use this as it's making the solid biofuel. And then this is, as you can see, is full of biomass product that can be converted into the solid biofuel. So we've got enough. Even if these 2 containers empty out, I'm going to get a lot from this one here. So Anyway, so power right now is not an issue. We can go, in fact, I'll show you here. If we look at this, our capacity line is all the way up here at the very top. It is 330 megawatts. Our production is only 55 megawatts. So max consumption is at 77 megawatts. So we've got a lot of room for growth. And growth is what we're going to do in this episode. So let's talk about copper. Now that we have our space elevator in place, I really like these trees here. I will build around them, let them grow through. I don't know. I just like the aesthetic, the appeal of the big, massive trees. So anyway, I'm feeling the urge to hug them, and I'm over it. Okay, so anyway, we need to make, and let me show you what I came up with using the Satisfactory Modeler as I get out of the intro screen. And I've been running around showing all this stuff. Now I'm out of the intro screen so you guys can see it better. Yeah, that's typical lazy farmerism. Anyway, here we go. So if you can see this in the lower screen down here, let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys. There you go. All right. So anyway, in this particular screen right here, I start with these two here. I've got 2 nodes of copper. Each one of them are normal. I did check them out, which means that they produce 60 chunks of ore per minute. In order to be able to process and get 60 ingots per minute, I have to have 2 smelters. So that's 2 smelters per miner. Then in the one, which is what we're going to work on right now, I'm going to split that out so we'll have 30 ingots going to 2, even though it says 1.5 right there, I'm going to go to 2 constructors. Okay, and I'm going to let them run normally. We haven't advanced or haven't researched overclocking yet. And if we had researched overclocking, then I would build 2 constructors and then bring them down to 75% of capacity. That would then allow me, that would equal the 1.5 that we would get between the 2 of them, and we would get 15 sheets of copper, okay, per. So what's going to happen, because they're going to be, coming in, the ingots are going to come in slower than what it can produce the copper. They're going to speed up, slow down, speed up, and slow down. And you're going to see the consumption line on when you go look at the power pole. That's why it looks like a heartbeat. And, the sine wave is constantly going up and down. What we really want to do is make that as flat as possible, which means that we're using our electricity that we're generating as possible, as efficient as possible. So, and then of course we are expecting out of the 1.5 about 15 copper sheets going into a storage container. Okay, so that's what we do. So we're expecting 15 per minute, and it's the same thing, 30 going into 2. Now this is going to be perfectly balanced because it takes 30 ingots to go in. It's 15 ingots to make the copper wire. So we're using 2 constructors, and we'll have copper wire coming out of 30 wire. So from 1 ingot we can get 2 spools of copper wire. So this is efficient. We're going to get between the two constructors, we're going to get 60 spools, and that will go into the container as well too. At that rate, we will probably fill that container. The line will back up, and once it backs up, like you saw with the biomass, it will stop. So what we want to do is get to the point to where we can get the awesome sink. Okay, because then we could actually, and we also need the smart splitter as well to do. And this is something that's going to be coming in the future. But with the smart splitter, we can program it so that once the container is full, overflow then goes into the sink. And as we're dumping stuff into the sink, into the awesome sink, then at that point we're going to be basically exchanging it for tickets, and with tickets we get other things to build with and ladders and things to make our factory look amazing. Okay, although I don't have an artistic eye for that stuff, it's still kind of neat thing to have. So, but that's the future. All right, so the next one is the bottom one. The other node that we kind of already have going is for copper wire. So what we're going to do is we're going to advance this even farther and go. It's 60 nodes of copper ore going into 2 smelters. We only have 1 right now. We're going to drop a second smelter. So 2 smelters going into 4 constructors, and then from there we're going to go into 2 more constructors. So we're going to merge those 4 constructors into 2 constructors so that they will produce 60 wire or 60 cable and go into a storage container. So my plan on the storage containers is going to be this. So I've already started some construction. You can see the floor is already started over here. So I'm looking at this floor, and this may get pulled out because this is 8 meters tall. And you can see I got a wall down here. I was kind of playing around with walls. What I can do, this is 8 meters tall, which means I can probably put a single container, and maybe in the future we can put in a dimensional portal when we advance that far into it. The dimensional portals allow us to pull resources from wherever we're at. So it is something that we want. But here it is, to keep the grass from coming to the floor, I'm using the 2 meter tall floor decking here, and I'm going to run it out and see. We may not be able to use dimensional portals. This is just may be a temporary thing. So my plan is to have the miner come out here, the belt come up to here. We'll have all flooring in this area here. Then we'll have 2 smelters, and then after the 2 smelters we'll have 4 constructors going into 2 containers, and if we can fit it, the 2 containers are going to be down here on this floor over here. So that's kind of the idea that I'm looking at right now. As you can see, it's going to be very interesting for the beginning. This will change. Again, as we evolve, this will change, but I'm looking for a centralized storing spot for what we're going to make. So to that end, even though that rock is sitting right there, I'm going to put a storage container. And this is the thing with having the floor, is now we're going to be lining up. As you can see, it snaps to the floor, and we can move it backwards and forwards. I can also use H, holding down left control, do half steps, full steps if I don't use the control. So I can say, okay, I want to put it right in the middle of this particular floor right here where I get it placed. Once again, we want orange is in, green is out, so I have it sitting in the wrong direction. So I'm going to go ahead and I got to rotate it, and we're going to go back and put it back where I want it again. So we're going to hit H. And I think that's good there, but with that rock right there, I mean, I could raise it up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over, put it right along the edge right there. So we're at that rock, and like I said, this is all going to be temporary. So okay, so this will be 1 container, which will be for either the spool of wire or for the copper sheets. We're going to line this one up right next to it, and once again, either or, probably copper sheets and spools of wire. And now we're going to come out here, and I'm going to probably use up some of the resources that I brought together to do what I'm trying to do. So actually, we're going to go ahead and drop the miner, and I'm going to spin it and aim it kind of sort of in this direction right there. Okay, so that's going to be copper ingots, and we got to have 2 smelters, so I need to Go to foundations and 2 meters. And we got rocks poking through. Once again, it doesn't bother me to have that. It's character. Some people will be like, it's bad character. No, it's not. Relax. Relax. It's all good. Let's go here and zoop that. I'm going to zoop that. And we'll stop right there. So we need 2 smelters. So in order to come into the 2 smelters, which means I'm going to drop a smelter here and put it right in the middle. Put it right there, and I think that's, yeah, it's the optical illusion. Once again, orange is the input. So I'm going to put one right there, and I'm going to put one right next to it. All right. Which means that I'm going to put a splitter right here. Okay. So actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go in here. This is copper. And the other thing we can do too, just so you know, you can do, if I hit E, go in here, or just point at it, I can do Control C to copy. And then point at the other one, Control V, and paste. And I haven't been in this one yet. There it is. It's set to copper. You can do that with most things in here. All right, and actually, you know what? I need to take that down again. I like it. It's lined up, but it's not where I want. I want it balanced here. Okay, we're going to go ahead. There it is. It's lined up. It is lined up, but it's right in the middle of the square, which is where I want it. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to drop a smelter. Not a smelter, what am I saying? I want logistics. I want a splitter right here. Orange is in, green is out, so we're going to go right there. And I'm going to do the belt, and it is set for straight already. And conveyor belt is too steep. Interesting. Let me see if there it is. If I go to default, it'll take it. For some reason, it wasn't going to let me do. I think if I separated the smelters more, it would have been fine. But that's fine. I still achieved the kind of right angle that I was looking for. And then from here, we're going to be going in right into the splitter. All right, so what that means now is we have 60 per minute of ore coming out being split. So each line here is going to get 30, which we do 30 copper ore. So this is a 1-for-1. So far we are exceptionally balanced. So now I need 4 constructors. So I think I want to do this. I'm going to go foundations. I'm going to go that way with it. I'm going to expand it just a little bit. I don't know why. I just have a feeling I'll probably need it. All right. And we're going to do a zoop over here. All right, it says I'm short 1 cable. Probably am, but if we can, we'll go make some more. All right, so now I need, for this particular one, I need 4 constructors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, remember I'm facing in the reverse direction. So I'm going to do constructor. The green has got to face me. I'm going to put a constructor on this line. And I'll put a constructor right here. Constructor right there. And one right there. We're kind of hanging over the edge here, so let's drop There we go. How are we looking on this side? We probably could have moved this one over and we would have been fine without that extra panel, but that's okay. So now we are going to run a line from here into there. We'll run a line into here, and I'm doing this on purpose without putting down a splitter yet, because now I'm going to grab a splitter and I'm going to spin it, make sure that it is up, and like right there it's telling me that it's blue. As long as I'm hovering on it and it's blue, it's now connecting that line through to that particular constructor, and then I can run this line and I can go straight and get that right angle that I'm looking for. And the same thing, we'll do the same thing on this side. So I will do a splitter. I want to make sure that, you know, green, that the orange is coming in, and there it is, orange going in and green going toward the constructor. There we go. And then I'm just going to come out of this side and into that constructor. Okay, so this constructor, by my plans, will be making, I don't have it yet, will be making copper sheets. So right now we're not going to hook those two up because these two will be making copper sheets, but these two will be making copper wire. All right, so we are built for future growth. Okay, so now this is ready to go into production. So what I did do is I did have, and this copper wire is going to go into a merger. Sorry guys, I forgot about this part. We're going to go merger, and same thing, it's going to be orange in and green out. So we are lined up, so it will go from here into into there. And this one will go from here into there. And we're going to go ahead and go from this one, and it is too long, so we can actually, I'm going to hold that there. Yeah. We'll go right about like that. And from there into there. And trust me, you're going to build, in this game, you will build conveyor belts that literally will go across the continent. So we're going to do the same thing with these two. Let's get this set up. So we're going to do a merger. Once again, it is orange in, green out. We're lined up. I'm going to line up with the other one as well too. All right. And we're going to come into there. Come into there. And we are going to come out of here. And down into there. Yeah, it's going to go through the grass. It's not going to look good, but I don't care. It's about the production. Okay. So now we just need electricity. So I'm going to drop a power pole here, and I'm going to drop one here. And I've got this power pole up there, so I'm going to drop one here. And I'm going to drop one there as well too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from there to there, there to there, and then this is going to go here to here, which will then go there, there. We're going to go here, there, and will connect across here. Okay. And once again, I'm going to go ahead, just for giggles, I'm not going to even program these, so these won't do anything. They'll sit there with a red light, which will be a reminder, hey, you need to program me. All right, and then from this one, I'm going to drop another power pole right here. And this one will go into here, and then from here, oops. What are you doing? Oh, power pole. There we go. And then from there to there. Okay, so we now have power. That should start producing. Oh wait, nope, I'm not connected. Hello. I got all this stuff connected, but I didn't connect up here. So let me go. And what I want to do is go from here, or is it this one? One of these. I need power, a place to connect. I did not leave myself a place to connect. So my motto is, of course, alright, that one. Oh my god, they're all full. How stupid was I? So there's a way you can do this, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to go grab a power pole, and I'm going to put it right here in the middle of this line, and I'm just going to grab it and put it right there. So it doesn't break the circuit, although it puts it in a tree. Not really a smart move on my part, but I can go from there to that one, and now we have power. So we can tell we have green light on that constructor. We have a green light on two constructors. Why am I not having power here? Because I got those two connected and not this one. Alright, that's going to be making, and this one's got a red light because I need to tell it what to make. Alright. So, alright, here comes our ore, 60 per minute. It will come through, split into these two smelters, which then again will split. This smelter on the left will end up coming to a stop because the two constructors over there are going to stall out. So now I need to go and see what I need to do to get the copper sheets. Hopefully I didn't get ahead of myself and say, okay, I need to advance to the next, I need to complete phase 1, but it is what it is. So let's see, if I do this, oh no, copper sheets. So I need to complete this particular milestone, I'll get copper sheets. So, and it unlocks the assembler, that's where, okay, so we're gonna go through, and I need cable. Do I have, can I make cable? I can make 2. Let's make 2. Alright, 2 made. Ooh, I got a whole whopping 20. Alright, let's go get some copper wire. And then we're gonna, once this is done and we get this tier, then we're gonna go ahead and modify this copper as well. I need 40 wire. Actually, I need 200. That'll be enough. Okay, and then I need 300 copper sheets, or not copper sheets, I need 300 iron sheets, 200 rods, and 500 screws. So we've got those already made. So that's why we did it this way, because we can run around and just grab what we need and then advance. But don't be in a hurry. I will repeat that again. Don't be in a hurry to advance. Do a milestone. What can you fix or change on your factory? Do a milestone. What can you change or fix? Okay, we're good to go. Let's talk about... oh, I already had no screws. I'm going to leave those there. Okay. It's rods I think I need. Yeah, I need rods. Okay. And 200 rods. So what I want to fix after I do this milestone is I want to look at these production. Are they running efficiently? Are they making as much as they could be making? And then moving the storage containers to the bottom floor down there. And they may come in from different areas, but I want that one bottom floor to be the centralized area. All things that we're making, all things that we're making to advance our factories, and eventually the 500 there. Good. Okay, and that's good. That can go into there. All right. And that can go into, oops. Oh, that's not iron plates. That's bolted. Never mind. There we go. Okay, combine those. All right. And then the wire, we just need to make the wire. I need 200 wires, so we're going to craft that real quick. And then ultimately, it's going to be from those containers what we will draw in order to make the rotors and the frames that we need to use to make the plates, so that we can advance get done and advance phase 1 on the elevator. And then after that we'll start again and continue on doing our milestones. And okay, we'll complete a milestone or two. What needs to change? What do we need to realign? So in a previous build, my thought was to... All right. So in the previous build, my thought was to have the bottom floor be all the phase 1 stuff, everything that I needed to build phase 1 components, which would be the wire, the cable, the sheets of copper, the plates, the rods, the screws, then the assemblers, everything to put it all together to make the actual component, which is the smart plates for phase 1, all that on floor number 1. Go up, and maybe a basement floor is the storage floor. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, but it's, once again, I think that's pigeonholing myself into a small, tight, combined area. I need to go beyond that. I need to go and spread out across this particular universe. Okay, so that's on its way. Let's go ahead and pick the next one, which will be... I'm going to do the resource sink. Well, yeah, we can still kind of use that. It'll be used manually. It gives us the awesome shot, the sink, and then a build gun upgrade customizer, which we can start painting things. Jump pads, honestly, I think those are useless. Mark II belts, Mark II lifts are kind of resource heavy. Mark I, Mark III, Mark V are not as resource heavy as Mark II and Mark IV. But to go to a Mark II and start using Mark II belts, okay, we can start moving some things a little bit faster. And kind of now you look at what's going on. If we go back and look at how slow everything's moving, it just sort of seems to drag. So the stackable conveyor pulls, those are kind of nice. You can put one conveyor on top of another if you need to. But I would rather do the awesome sync. Although the gun I would not use, but these two I would build somewhere with I would definitely build the awesome shop, do the awesome sync, and then put a container there and just put stuff in the container and let it feed into the awesome sync and go about my business. Jump pads, um, yeah, no, I'm probably ignore that one. And then once we do these, well, I think we have to do it in order to unlock phase 3. We definitely have before we have to unlock phase 3 by completing tier 3 by completing phase 1 on the space elevator. So, okay, we are moving on. So, let's see. I think we now can make, let's double check here at the workshop. Yeah, copper sheets. We can now make copper sheets. So we're going to go turn those two constructors on. And then we're going to come back and we're going to redo this copper constructor over here. Okay. Has this been in the way? I've been like, this thing has been in the way the whole time. I apologize. Well, let's go ahead and get it out of your way. Because I'm sitting there doing stuff and I'm just on a roll now and I forgot about that. So, all right. So we can do copper sheets now. Sorry. And we're going to go over here. You see the plan. These things are regenerating again. That's good. We're going to grab those every time. Those are the nuts. That's right. I'm grabbing my nuts. All right. So we can come in here and see how the ingots are backed up. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to turn on copper sheets on this one. And I could do Control Alt, but it's easier just to do that. There we go. So now we're making copper sheets. Look at the string of wire going into that container, which if you look at the other one over there, it was intermittent. So we have a constant string of wire coming across. Here comes the copper sheets. So it is definitely more efficient. And we could actually, man, if we had unlocked, overclocking, we could actually reduce this down to be a little more efficient as far as energy consumption, but right now it's fine. We're moving pretty fast. Constant flow of wire, constant flow of sheets. Now we're going to go ahead and redo this copper factory over here, and I need to make myself some more wire. This particular copper factory, same thing. We need to go in, we pull the modeler back up, put it back in your face so you guys can't see, but basically it's going to be, hang on a second here, let me get that so you can see it, like you weren't already staring at it. Alright, so 60 ingots coming out, which is provided, and you look at, we're only getting 2, we're not getting a good efficient use of that. So it'll be 1 miner, which we already have in place. We have 1 smelter in place, we just got to make 1 more. We're going to put down, maybe put it down somewhere else and then put a splitter in. So we're going to split into 2 smelters, and then from those 2 smelters we're going to split again into 4 constructors, and then those 4 constructors are going to merge into 2 constructors, and those 2 constructors will be making, so the first 4 constructors will be making copper wire, the second 2 the last 2 constructors will be making cable, and then the cable will go into this container. So what I can do, how much we have in here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all that, and I really want to stop production here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to dismantle this. We're going to leave that where it's at. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take that. Okay, let's run over here real quick before it fills up so I can get rid of all that excess copper wire out of my inventory. There it is. That was quite a bit of copper wire that was in there. Okay, so, and once again, it's going to stop And once we get the smart splitter in place, we can have it feed into what is called a sushi belt, and the sushi belt will then actually, I need where's my chainsaw? There we go. All right, let's get this tree out of the way. All right. Oh, keep hitting that key. I don't know why. I want this key. Okay. I need cables, so we're going to... Trying to think of... I'm just thinking ahead here. Let's see. I'll go up here. I need cables. Can I... Oh, I put it all into... Of course I did. All right. Well, let's go ahead and build what we can until it tells us that we're out of resources. And then we'll go get our resources. Alright, so I need a splitter. So same thing before. It's going to be orange. Actually, I can do this. There we go. I'm just going to split it right there. Okay. And then from here, we're going to do... I need 2 smelters. And I'm missing wire. Okay, so I need to go get wire. Let me just grab that stack right there. That should be more than plenty. And there it is. I left that up in front of you guys again. God, why am I'm like on a roll. Once again, what's my motto? I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Things to do. All right, let's get this out of the way. Sorry, I was like doing all the stuff behind. I'm probably going to end up getting some hate mail on that, but you guys can do what you need to do. All right, we are going to... All right, here we go. Let's... Oh. Come on. All right, that one's going to be in line. Well, you know what? That's going to be fine. It's not going to line up because there's no grid here. We're free forming down here on the ground. All right, and so what we want to do is we want to go from here into there. We want to go from there into there. Okay, and then this is going to be copper. And this one will be copper. All right, so we just got to get power to them. It's going to sit until power is applied. And now we need, let me go out of here. 4, okay, we need 4 constructors, all of which are going to be making copper wire. And I'm out of cables. Alright, let's go make some cables. Which is why we're making this one. So I don't have to make cables anymore. There we go. Alright, so I want to do this from here into there. And I want to split this. It's going to let me. Alright, it's not going to let me, so I got to do it this way. Oh, I see why it's not going to let me. Let's turn this around. I don't know if I had that right or not. It's ugly, but it's like I said, this is just temporary, guys. Just temporary. All right. So this is going to be copper wire. We're going to tell it copper wire. I'm going to tell this one copper wire. And then we're going to do the same thing over here, put 2 more. And I'm going to rotate it. That. That way. And let's do another splitter. Turn blue for a minute. There we go. All right, let's try that. It doesn't like it. So I have an idea. We just make it work. Figure out a way to make it work. All right, let's go this way. It doesn't like that either. Fine. Let's move these a little bit farther away. Trying not to encroach upon that floor because I have a place for have something that's going to go there. All right. Let's see. This is going to be splitter. All right. Splitter goes there. Constructor. Oh my God! Slap that kid, man. She's a brat. Sorry, I'm listening to a neighbor out the window. Sad thing is parents don't know how to be parents nowadays. Alright, so now, okay, there we go. Okay, so this is going to be, these are ingots, this is, wait a minute, what? Oh, I'm being stupid. I'm a stupid. I need to get rid of these. I need to get rid of those. Hang on. Constructors, those are smelters. I need to get rid of this smelter. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we'll leave that where it's at. It's weird, but we'll do it anyway. There we go. Where'd that ingot come from? Oh dear God, that's going to jack everything up. So I got to remove this and then redo it. And the reason I got to remove it is because that ingot went in first. I didn't catch it. It was inside the splitter and it went in. And because this doesn't know what to do with it, it's already an ingot. It's just going to sit there and block this line. I don't think that there's any ingots on that line. All right, so we are good to go. At this point here, we're looking at wire. So all 4 of these are going to be wire. Okay. What I will do, I want to try and make some life somewhat easier on myself. Alright, so we will be going into two constructors. So we need a merger. Hopefully I have enough room for this. Alright, so we need a merger here. Put a merger there. And we'll eyeball a merger right there. Okay. And then these will be going into a constructor. Am I out of cables again? I'm out of cables again. Alright, let's make some more cables. Well, while we're here. That's wire into that one. Wire into, let's see, wire into that one. It's red because I'm standing in the way. Alright, so that's all wire going in. This will be wire coming out into another merger, which will be going into, well, one merger. I got it. No. One constructor here, one constructor there, then into a merger, and then into a container. So you can see how building on a floor, it makes things much more uniform, but at certain times building on the ground, you have a little free flow movement. So it helps. Either way, I mean, I've seen in some videos I watch, I've seen some like spaghetti, you know, and I'd like to, well, I'd rather have it organized. It makes it much easier to try to find things. Okay, let's go make some more. I need belt. I need, oops, hit the wrong button. Let's make some cables here. And I think that should be enough. Let's continue on. So I need two constructors behind the mergers. And you can see how this is kind of helter-skelter. But once I'm on the floor and whatever it is I'm trying to build lines right up, boom, that's good. And we'll get over here. And it allows me to do this. So I have the blue line there. Show. Oh, here I am. Hang on a second. I'm being. Oh, good. You actually guys. I thought I had the modeler up. So anyway, so I got the blue line there, which means I'm lined up with the constructor I just dropped. And of course, I got the movement of the line showing that the flow is going to be correct. All right, there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and connect that. And we'll connect that. And then this is going to be cables. This will be cables. We can do a merger here. And we will go from here, in, from here. And we can go in that way or we can go in that way. It doesn't really matter. And then at this point we will go ahead. I'm going to put my container over here. We rotate it. There we go. I'm going to put it over here. And what am I missing? I'm missing iron plates. So we'll be doing the same thing for iron as well, because we'll need to, and also for, I'll probably be moving this around off camera. A lot of this stuff is going to be repetitive, but I will probably realign all that. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's getting the job done. All right, and let's get some iron plates, go back over here and finish this up. We'll hook it up to power. I just noticed that the power light is sticking through the floor. It's clipping over here. That's why I typically like to go 4 deep as opposed to just 2. So things are probably going to change. We're probably going to make some changes, but it's not going to be that bad. Which if I do go through and make changes, I'll let you guys know what it is, and I will do it off camera as well too, and then I'll come back and tell you. All right, so we are all connected. Once again, that's cables. That's cables. And let's see, these 4, I mean, should be wire. Make sure they're all set. Wire. All right. So now we just got to get power to it. Okay, that one has power. All right, so I'm going to do a power pole to here. And we'll grab cable and go to the smelters, get them started. All right, so the smelters should start making ingots. Ingots are flowing over there. The ingots are not flowing here. I have a feeling I probably have a copper ingot sitting in here. So let me do this. Remove that. That should have removed that ingot if it was there. Alright. Now we should have, we got copper flowing. 30 per minute. Alright, it's chunking. Here we go. And that's what it was. I had a copper ingot blocking it. So now copper ingots are splitting, and now they're going to stall out on this particular manifold because I do not have power. So we're going to go ahead and grab a power line here, and I'm going to drop it right there, and from here I'm going to drop one over here, go there to there, same thing here. Alright, so those are now making copper wire. Oops. And I'm going to take this one and I'm going to drop a power pole here. And run cable to there, cable to there. So they should now start making cables out of the copper wire, and the cables are flowing. All right, and what are we looking on power here? Our consumption, our capacity is still 330 megawatts. You can see it's the actual production's up and down a little bit. We need to smooth that out, but it's not too bad. And our max consumption is now up to 130 megawatts, and it is an absolute flat line. So we're doing good. So these are all balanced machines. All right, so copper is flowing. We're making cables flowing. Once again, it'll come to a stop when those containers fill up. Let's come over here, copper sheets, since we were doing that. copper sheets. We're up to 385. Copper wire, remember I stuck a bunch in there. All right, we're good. And I can go make copper sheets and get rid of those ingots that are in my inventory and anything else that I might be able to get rid of. But that was it. So we've got 2 efficient. I don't like the way this one's built, but 2 power efficient. This one's not bad over here. The best thing I could do would be to fix the flooring between here and there and make it in line, but we're based off the world grid. So that would be the only other thing I could do, would be to basically put the floor there and do the same thing over here too. Bring flooring down. Maybe, okay, if it drops down a level, it drops down a level. But then, and bring the flooring out this way. And if it goes up a level, it goes up a level. But at least it'll all be in a grid and we can actually make it much, much smoother. So if I do readjust that and do those things, that will be off camera. And of course, I'll let you guys know what I was doing. So the next thing we're going to be doing, let's go take a look and make my notes here. We've got copper going. We've got, and so the next milestone we're going to be working on toward is going to be, we're going to do the sink. Let's see, I can probably do some of this right now, as a matter of fact. Let's see, let's finish this out. I hit I for inventory. I'm an idiot. Okay, we got 193 there. That's good. We got 43 into there. 286 go into there. And all right, so that's what I have in the inventory. So we got that. So you know what? We're over an hour. Let's close it out by starting the sink. I won't place the sink until the next episode, but we're going to finish off the milestones so we can start basically getting some tickets so that we can get some extra floors, extra walls, and that way we can actually do a little bit more construction. Yeah, see, I'm going to need to go this way. I think that the space elevator actually needs to go up. This will be my base floor here, and then the space elevator is going to have to go up 2 levels, so I'll probably fix that. And we'll go from there. All right, I need only, let's grab a stack. All right, copper wire. You know we're going to have copper wire. That's already in place. So we're going to move some things around. I can tell you that right now. All right, copper wire. Here we go. Let's grab that stack of 500. Don't need copper sheets. We're going to run back around, go get the rods, and we're good. I need some more plates. And then we can go ahead and get the awesome sink done. And then by the next episode, I'll have everything lined out to where we can actually start making those plates, and then we'll set up. That's the goal, is I want to get the plates made and then put into the space elevator, and have them automatically load into the space elevator. That is the goal. And one of the things in the awesome sink is the ability to put holes in floors and have the elevators go up through the holes. So all right, let's see. First of all, let's go here. There's that. I was coming over here for the plates and the plates and the rods. Here's plates. We'll just grab that one for 148. And I need a stack of rods, so 200. There we go. All right, rods, plates. All right. So Mark II, we
Milestone
will do
reached.
Mark II
You have been given
logistics
access to the
next.
anti-waste effort for
I'm
stress
not in a
testing of
huge hurry
materials
to
on
get that one
Exoplanet's
done,
bonus
but I
program,
definitely want
also
to get
known as
that more
AWESOME.
than the jump
Your
pads.
awesome input allows Fixit to
So
comprehend our
I
amazing
can
universe more
now,
clearly. In
or we
appreciation of
can,
this, we have
here's the
generously set
awesome
up an
sink,
internal,
here's the awesome
closed
shop. We
economy
can
with
now build
exclusive
those.
rewards and currency. By
And
erecting
let's see,
parts
we
of
can drop
varying
those just
quantity and
about
complexity
anywhere.
into the awesome
And
resource
then let's
sink
see,
will
what else
grant
can we
Fixit
do?
coupons.
Oh,
These coupons can
crafting.
be redeemed in the awesome shop for
Crafting, we
highly
can make
desirable
modular
items
frames
such as new
now.
foundations,
And if we
walls,
scroll
factory
down, there's our
attachments,
rotors. We can
cosmetics,
make
parts,
rotors
and
now.
more.
Rods and
Next
screws
time you
make
have
rotors.
additional
We need
resources,
rotors.
just remember to go that extra
So we
kilometer.
need to
Go
set up
awesome.
construction to make rotors automatically. We need to set up construction to make reinforced iron plates automatically. And then from there we can actually craft an assembler in production. We now have the assembler as well too. And with the assembler we can assemble the rotors and the reinforced plates into the smart plates, which need to go into the space elevator to finish phase one. So we're getting close to finish phase one. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to end the stream, end the recording here, just about an hour into it. And then at this point, I'm going to run around and do a lot of stuff off camera. Mainly things that you've already seen me do. I'm going to be putting down floors, Zupin floors. I don't think I need to do anything else. Yeah, see, the leaf production is at a stop. Leaf production. Biomass production is at a stop. Woods, see, wood's not flowing. It's not flowing. Everything's coming out of this other container over here, which is, I got a ton of biomass, which I'm still trying to get in there. So this is slow, but it is being turned into solid biofuel, which is going up to the biomass burners, generating all kinds of electricity. Don't have to worry about electricity now until this container runs out. Then I can kill that line. Then I'm worried about hopefully then keeping this one filled and keeping the wood one filled. But until then, I'm hoping that by then we will have coal-fired power going. And I know where there's a coal deposit, I just need to find water. And that might be a case of running coal across the land via belt and then into a coal-fired power plant, and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, like I said, I'm going to redo all this, kind of make it a little bit neater, and maybe raise the space elevator up a little bit. So we'll make some changes. You guys will see what changes, and we'll go over those next time. So anyway, my name is Kurt H. I'm a Lazy Farmer. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and go ahead and turn on those notifications so you know that whenever I post a video or go live tomorrow. I am planning on going live. I don't know what I plan on doing yet. Actually, I do. I'm just not going to tell you. But yeah, I plan on going live tomorrow. That will be Saturday morning. And I haven't done a Saturday morning live stream in quite some time, so it'll be kind of fun to come back to that. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Have a good weekend.